There's an avalanche of bipartisan criticism from Capitol Hill tonight as both Democrats and Republicans are calling out President Trump for a post on his Truth Social account that practically everybody sees as racist. His account reposted a video shortly before midnight last night depicting President Obama and the former First Lady Michelle Obama as apes in a jungle. The White House initially defended the post and eventually deleted the post and then blamed the post on a staffer. Tonight, some top Republicans are saying that's not enough and are demanding the president issue an apology. Joining us now, senior congressional correspondent Joe Khalil from Capitol Hill. Joe, it's not often you hear this many Republicans openly criticize President Trump, but it finally happened today.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Elizabeth. And we just got some breaking updates to this. President Trump has now, for the first time, reacted to all of the backlash he is getting. This is the quote we have. And again, we just got this moments ago. He says here, I just looked at the first part. He says it was about voter fraud. I didn't see the whole thing. He just posted the first part. He says he did not see the rest of it. He didn't think it was racist. And then he went on to say, quote, I didn't make a mistake. I looked at the beginning of it and it was fine. He said that when asked if he was going to apologize. Elizabeth, we've gotten used to the president posting some things that Democrats take offense to when Republicans are either quiet about or say, you know, I didn't see it. That was not the case today. There was roundly both sides criticizing him. Let's start with Senator Tim Scott, notably black Republican senator who is a very close ally of President Trump. He said today that he thinks it was the most racist thing that he has ever seen out of this White House, called for President Trump to remove it. Several examples like this. Senator Roger Wicker also is calling for the president to remove it and effectively saying that totally unacceptable. And then you've got Congressman Mike Turner, who says that he doesn't comment on every single thing that the White House posts, but he says the release of racist images of former President Barack and First Lady Michelle Obama is offensive, heartbreaking, unacceptable. President Trump should apologize. And this is what we heard on the Democratic side. Obviously not a surprise that you got a lot of sharp reaction from them. Hakeem Jeffries here, not mincing words at all. Take a listen.
This disgusting video posted by the so-called president was done intentionally. Donald Trump and his vile, racist, and malignant behavior. This guy is an unhinged bottom feeder.
So again, Elizabeth, President Trump didn't apologize, but when asked if he condemns the racist parts of the video, said, of course I do.
Yeah, interesting that he is now acknowledging he posted it, because the White House earlier said a staffer posted it, which it was a little strange because it was right before midnight, and why would a staffer be posting on the president's account? But he's now saying he posted it but didn't realize before he reposted it that he's saying he didn't see the entire video he was reposting. All right, Joe Khalil.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.